Hello, I am Davina, and hello to all of you bold, beautiful, brilliant, and highly evolved souls. In this video, I'm going to talk about the inner critic. And I believe that the inner critic comes out when I'm in a shame flashback. And when I'm feeling that really strong shame, the voice in my head starts to get very critical of, anything and everything I'm doing. And I'm definitely noticing that a lot in my days. Well, I have for a long time, I guess. And with a lot of healing, it has been reduced. I think before it was like really loud, and it's kind of a little bit more subtle there now, but it's still there, and it's still so painful, and it's so like a contracted feeling. um, when we grow up with a narcissistic parent who doesn't love us unconditionally, then of course we feel ashamed, and we feel like any wrong move can lead to rejection and therefore possible abandonment. And this is, of course, absolutely terrifying for a child who is completely dependent on their parent. So this sense of like, I'm wrong and I'm getting it wrong and I can't get it right. I'm not going to do anything right. And if I make a wrong move, I'm doomed kind of thing. And so this can also lead to like the drasticizing and catastrophizing. If I do this wrong thing, then this is going to happen, and this is going to happen, and I'm going to die, and I'm going to be homeless, and it kind of goes like that. Um, and so, um, yeah, the inner critic, and I notice it coming up, especially when I call it like the should mode, where I'm not just in a flow of my day, but it's like, what should I do next? What should I do next? What should I do now? And it's a should feeling. It's kind of like feeling like there's only one correct way to go, and I have to do it perfectly. And if I don't do it perfectly, something bad is going to happen, something dangerous, something terrible. And so this is again the flashback back to my childhood. And it is a terror. Like the shame leads to the terror, and so it's that combined shame and terror that leads us into this very contracted kind of way of living, um, where where we get into, of course, the people pleasing and the perfectionism and trying to prove ourselves. And um, I call them all the P's. What's another one? Like performing, kind of, you feel like you're in a performance, like in your day. And I reflected on that last night too, that I'm always kind of like judging my day. I mean, it's nice to reflect on my day, but to think like how was my day in terms of what did I do right and what did I do wrong, rather than what was my experience of the day, like how was I feeling in those moments. um it's just a way, I know there's a way different way of living, and I'm starting to just see little glimpses of it where um where I think the key is like to get out of that should, because the should is in the head. It's like um and then the critic voice comes on, and it can be very strong. Like it's like, um what did you do that for, and how come you're doing this, and you should be doing that, no, you shouldn't be doing that, and you should be resting more, you should be doing more, no, you should be resting more. And it's like it's just relentless sometimes. And it takes mindfulness to become aware of this voice. And what I find, I know Pete Walker recommends sort of combating it, or like fighting with it, like, no, that's not true, and I'm not exactly sure what words he would use, but I find that kind of can give it more energy, because then you're like, um, it's like fighting with a bully, right? The more you sort of react to that, the more energy you're giving the bully, because that's what they want, right? That's what the narcissist wants too, is your reaction. So I find like just having that mindfulness And then just like I was just coming into my body, and I said, like, let's just forget, let's for a moment, just for 5 minutes, just like put away the shame and the fear and just come into my body. And like a child lives from their body, just moment by moment in a flow. um I've seen this in infants and toddlers, and they're not like, what toy should I play with next, or what book should I look at next? And I have a knock at the door. Hello. It's probably just a package, I guess. So yeah, it's about like living from our bodies, and it's very difficult to do. It's taken me so long, like so much mindfulness and meditation and the yoga nidra to start living from a more embodied way. And I still have so far to go, because I am constantly in a flashback. And I think that's important to know. I mean, maybe that's not true for everyone, but I think that I am constantly in a flashback and constantly in that shame, and that, that critic voice can go off at any time, anything can trigger it. And yeah, it feels very contracted. It feels very tight. It feels like very scary because, as I said, it's like any false move, you do something wrong or you make a mistake, and it's like, it feels like the end of the world is going to happen. And this is what it was like for us as children. So it's important to validate that shame and that terror that child is feeling. And I'm not sure, but I think that person might still be at my door. So I'm going to wrap it up and wish you many blessings on your journey of healing and awakening. And I'm Davina at Boldness Blooming. Thanks for watching.